Are you listening? I'm surrounded, just following an empty sound. Are you listening?
Let's go, bub.
We're back with AMERU. It ain't a Marvel Monday, but you know what it is, the AMERU Civil War. Today, I got a special guest for me today. I got my famous co-caster, co-funders. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, it's me, Go Fitness, and I'm thrilled to be here with Juicy. Now, Juicy, what do we got on our hands here tonight?
Today, we got Team Dante versus Mr. Tomfoolery's team. Gonna be a fantastic bout. We've been planning this for closer to 2 months, so I genuinely hope the games are going to be nothing but thrill, nothing but excitement, nothing but hype, nothing but absolute great game back to back to back. Best 3 out of 5. Gonna be a great time.
All right, certainly looking forward to it. And talking about something we're looking forward to, let's have a look at Team Dante here, because I would like to open this team with a quote from everybody's favorite human supremacist Baron Zemo. An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one that crumbles from within, that's dead. Forever. Why is this relevant? Well, you might be looking at this roster and you're thinking, oh, we got Dante, we got Chris Hansen, Cruz, Shade-tastic, Stormbriar, and Shadowblade. What you wouldn't know looking at this is that one of their players actually got sick. One of their players actually had to get swapped out because he got into trouble at school. So this is not exactly the A-team they were looking for, but it's certainly a team that came together clutch in a situation that put them under a lot of pressure. We're going to see how they're able to adapt, overcome, and take the fight to Team Mr. Tomfoolery.
I think it's going to be a fantastic.
Always ready, Cap. That's the Bucky I know.
But for Mr. Tomfoolery, of course, you have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tomfoolery. You have his wife, Mrs. Tomfoolery, great DPS player. You know that she can get it done. Gumbo on the Iron Man. Aerial superiority is inbound. Gumbo has never missed an ult. I'm not over-exaggerating this. He's genuinely one of the better Iron Men. Raptor, I've seen him play Magneto many a times. He has canceled a lot of Cloak and Dagger ults. If they play Cloak and Dagger, they're going to have to dodge the Magneto orb almost every single time. He somehow finds a way to land it directly on top of them. T-Raven on Spider-Man, he doesn't need an introduction. He plays in every in-house. Let him web you up and throw you off the map because that is his specialty. He also gets great ult. And of course, Ted is going to go ahead and play Emma Frost. So we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into it with the map.
All right, well, let's have a little bit of a look at the maps here, and looks like we're going straight to Hell's Heaven. What you thinking about this one? Which sort of team compositions appear to be particularly good on this map set?
Mr. Tomfoolery does have the advantage. However, this isn't really their forte. King of the Hill maps are very, very rough for Tom's team. They have the environmental kills in both the middle map with the gondola and the tower map in the middle of the train wreck. But then again, Mr. Tomfoolery has pulled out a game very, very easily. Team Dante is going to have to work together and make sure they pick out the Emma Frost and dodge the Jeff Fault as necessary. Also, if we're not forgetting about Spider-Man, Spider-Man is going to be a killer on this map, so they better have some anti-dive to counter him right now.
Ultimate anti-dive is certainly what we're going to be looking forward to out of Team Dante here. Let's see what we're going to be looking at with the ban. Psylocke apparently already getting taken out of the equation, something that Cruz is, well, probably not going to be too happy about. Counter ban actually going to come through, and that is going to be Cloak and Dagger. What do you think about the ban so far?
So, Psylocke, Cruz, get him out of here. Every time that he plays Psylocke, he lands with a fantastic ult. Of course, they're going to pick Wolverine. Of course, they're going to go ahead and ban protect him. That's Dante's specialty. He's going to, of course, pick it. Now, the Luna is very interesting. Now, Astra has a very fantastical Luna gameplay, but I thought that they would protect the Spider-Man or the Jeffrey. But who knows what they're thinking. We'll have to wait and see what the players actually have in store.
All right, talk about that one. Iron Fist getting taken out of the equation now, and this could be the chance to ban Jeff if they really want to throw a wrench into the works of Mr. Tomfoolery. But it's the Spider-Man they're going to take out. That's going to make things a lot harder for Sea Raven here.
I'd like to assume that they were ready for the Spider-Man ban because Sea Raven can't play other ones. The ban protecting the Venom. Venom is not really good this meta, but it is a dive meta. So who knows, maybe they're going to go ahead and cook something heinous for our team Tomfoolery. But they're going to go ahead and protect the Jeffrey.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is quite funny to me because I was talking about the members of Team Mr. Tomfoolery going into this beforehand a little bit, and they did actually point out that Venom is probably the worst tank in the current matchup, and to ban protect him here is certainly something that would cater to Chris Hansen. I'm not entirely sure if the Team Tomfoolery would have been petty enough to actually end up banning him just to fuck with Hansen, but well, he's not going to have to worry about that one.
No, he's not. Now, they do ban the Captain America. Shadowbing had a fantastic Captain America. He's always a menace in the back line. I think, genuinely, the Captain America ban could have gone through. The Black Panther ban, on the other hand, I think it's going to be great because a lot of players here play a mean Black Panther. And as you know, Black Panther right now is the best dive hero, right next to Magic whenever she had a complimentary healer with her. Black Panther just goes into the back line, he throws his spears everywhere, he gets a reset on his cooldown, second he gets the kill, he's just like Genji, he kills again and again and again. So let's find out what exactly the teams are going to go ahead and work together with. We got Chris Hansen on the Venom, we got Shade on the Raccoon, we got Apocalypse with Luna, we got Dante Wolverine, of course, Shadowbang on Magneto, and Cruz, because he can't play Psylocke, he has Star-Lord.
Well, let's see how well that Star-Lord pick's going to work out for him. Certainly he does have a little bit of mobility as well as an ultimate that can be played around pretty well. I mean, of course, with some support ultimates, that can be pretty much dislodged completely still. We're going to see, well, Team Dante already splitting up quite substantially, where we are going to see Team Tomfoolery actually sticking a lot closer together as a team. Gage going to have to come through, though, and it appears that the positioning advantage already with Team Tomfoolery here.
See, they're gonna have to stick together because the Wolverine can immediately pick out someone. As you can see, the Emma Frost grab Magneto, good Magneto, She-Raven gets the kill. Buckwitch Hanson reverses by killing one of the healers. Raptors is gonna go ahead and kill Gumbo, and then it's gonna go ahead and be a reset. Luna is still up, so they could have the heals for it, but she goes down yet again. Unlucky.
Yeah, certainly unlucky, the res having come through there. That did work out quite well. Team Tomfoolery just in total with more cohesion and more aggressive, pushing in early, taking that space, and really forcing Team Dante back into that choke. They certainly have proven that they have great cohesion. Now, though, looks like Dante's just waiting for that opportunity to engage. He does see Sea-Raven there. Question is, will that be a pick he's going to be able to come through with?
Problem with Dante is that he always plays solo to grab people to his team. If they can shut down Dante, they can shut off the main plan of attack.
Good early pick, haven't come through, make it 2, already coming in. Perfect openers here for Team Dante with 2 players up. Looks like Dante will have to go out, just get a little bit of that additional healing, but now the rest of the team is able to push through the positioning. Already coming in, the point flip on the back of that. It does seem that Team Tomfoolery has stabilized well here, and looks like Hanson's going on a bit of a flank there.
And Mafaka is going to go ahead and get a nice... Nope. The ult is sadly incomplete. She's going to go ahead and try to get the Emma, but the Emma is going to go ahead and back out. Oh my god, everyone dies! Oh my god.
Well, certainly it does not appear that Cruz does need the Psylocke. Certainly not a crutch on that pick. With the quad kill coming through, Cruz has proven sufficiently that he certainly is not an OTP, has been able to put his foot down, and now it's looking like Team Dante is drawing equal on the progress here. And after a little bit of a slow start, it seems like Dante is really gathering some steam here.
I think they're going to be fine. They utilized the Star-Lord Magneto combo with Star-Lord using... Oh my god! Wait, are they going to be able to kill the Magneto? No, Magneto's going to go ahead and get Grant up the wall. He is safe! He is good. Back with his team, everything is going to be just fine. Emma Frost is going to try to kill the Venom. Everything is still kind of hovering. Dante's still kind of trying to go in, but not quite there yet. Ultimate will be coming into play very, very soon. There's the Venom.
Oh, completely out of position. Look at him go. Make it a double, and Cruz brought back into the fight. 2 up so far. 14 Dante, and again, Mr. Tomfoolery's team are relegated into their chokehold. Very good close hold here coming through out of Team Dante, and again, Sea-Raven taken down here by Hanson. We're going to see the Magneto hold. Does find a pick in the backline, but again, it's too little, too late in order to make that work. Dante finds... Oh, that's Cruz actually does find another pick as well as Dante, and again, Team Tomfoolery now forced back onto the defensive with only 20% remaining.
Now note, Gumbo did not use his ult. He usually was going to die to the Magneto. That may have saved the game. They need the Raccoon ult in order for them to pop off. They have Luna Raccoon. They should be 100% fine, and the Luna ult goes into the play.
Alright, they're going to push in aggressively, utilizing Luna ult. Will be mirrored yet again so far. Just a little bit of evolution going on there in the meantime as nobody takes any sufficient amount of damage. Still, Tomfoolery looking for his ultimate. Will he be able to grab some? Well, he has been able to find one. Now going to go for... Not entirely sure what he's going to do there. Does fit his ally back into the fray after just a little bit of healing. Still, though, both teams able to retain their presence on point. Cruz here opens up with the first. Does get traded out, though. 1-for-1, though, losing his support. Does seem about equal. Chris Hansen, though, will be able to find another with the Resurrect coming through. It's looking like Team Dante is accelerating towards what could be a win. And there he goes. Mrs. Tomfoolery going off the map. And with pick after pick coming through, Team Dante, after a slow start, pulling through to their first point.
Too many ults, not enough kills. Too many ults, not enough kills. They had it, but sadly, the Magneto ult did not connect. The Jeffrey ult only had Emma Frost, and he was able to not kill her. Sadly, it was just not working out for them. I like the plan. The plan was to go in with the Luna ult. But remember, every time you Luna ult, they're gonna Luna ult. That means that they have an extra 1 to 3 seconds in order for them to have a Luna ult, and your ult is gonna run out. That's the reason why they won. You need to time your ult better. Because if you time your ult together, both Luna end at the same time, and it's a normal fight. If you ult too early, it's over. If you ult too late, your team's already dead. Man.
Well, just a little bit of questionable stuff going on there in Team Dante's spawn, apparently, but not entirely sure we can show that at this point in time. That said, big shout out actually to Mr. Tomfoolery running out with a Venom skin. That does mean we kind of have two Venoms in the game here. One, of course, on the Jeff, as well as Hansen on his preferred main. Still though 22 seconds with teams going into position, and last time around we did see a very good early space take out of Team Tomfoolery. Let's see if they can double down on what they showed early on here, or if Team Dante's coming out swinging.
Now, they do have two tank ult. They have one from Venom and one from Emma. If Raptors get the fantastic ult, Venom will not be able to counter with it. Oh, wait.
1 HP!
Close. Oh, actually, quick dive! Dante's gonna go ahead and take down the Raptor. The two people who had ult. Oh, wait, no. Emma actually used her ult, but she got canceled out of it. Oh, no.
Quite a lot of stuff happening right now, but simply not enough picks coming through to decide this one for either. Cruzo in the back line with the ult, does find one, make it a double, make it a triple, baby. It is right back in there, just falling over like flies. Team Tomfoolery absolutely obliterated at the hands of Cruz. And quite frankly, he's enabled the cruise control right towards capping that first point.
That's the thing about Cruz. It doesn't matter what you ban, he will always pop off with his ultimate. Good Skylock ult, good Star-Lord ult, good Black Panther ult. The man can do it all, damn it. The man can do it all.
I mean, that's what you love to see if you're on Team Dante. What a great pickup. Ooh, still though, Shadow Bling here getting slammed into the ground. Will be able to retain his HP for a little bit though. Punisher coming through with the ultimate, looking for a pickup though. Not particularly great sidelines, kind of like a counter dive knee-jerk reaction here. Will not be able to find a pickup just yet, and just like that, it would appear that Team Dante is still comfortably in control of point.
I'd like to assume it was a bait for the Luna ult, but I can't be too sure. If the Raptor is in play, the second Luna ult is going to go ahead and try to protect their team from the Venom.
Well, already one pick has come through on the back of Mr. Hansen here, with a Luna ult having gone out. That will prove to be quite troublesome. Oh, look at that! Shadow Bling and Cruz again coming through with 2 picks already. Team Tomfoolery on the ropes. Cruz does find yet another, and those off-angle picks on the back of the Star-Lord just coming through and again, really putting the squeeze on the Tomfooleries here.
You hate to see it. Sadly, Raptor was in the back line. He is going to go ahead and have an increased timer, switch it to Banner, just to make sure that he gets them utilized out of it. Luna is going to go ahead and do the pre-ult into point. They don't really have time to contest, but this might be it. This might be the last fight unless someone goes strange and they lose it.
Well, Apocrypha doesn't have his own ultimate here to defend just yet. Does get resurrected again with a double kill coming through. It's down to Chris Hansen trying to keep up this fight, but again, the advantage still with the Tomfooleries here. Will be able to continuously push onto point. Hansen eventually going to have to go on. What an ultimate there out of Cruz. I'm completely surprised why he did choose to do that there. Full commit here coming through on Dante, and he will be taking the ult with him. Absolutely bad manner, but certainly the most value you could possibly get out of a reset there. Raptors probably not too happy about that one, but with 99% of the board, Team Dante in a really good position here to restage that next assault.
Honestly, they have done a fantastic work. They're going to go ahead and reset, regroup, and recook. Now, Cruz should not have ulted there, but I believe he saw the opportunity to dive the backline with the legendary ult. Did not connect, sadly. Did not connect. But, you know, Cruz, he's going to build his ult. They have Luna ult, they have Rocket Raccoon ult, but Rocket Raccoon is going to go ahead and die. Shade, no! Why?
Not great, not terrible. You know, at this point, they might as well go out, but it does appear they have chosen to engage yet again. And what's going on here? Forever the flight. Star-Lord taken down here by Dante, and they're still in the fray. Will go in even more aggressive, and now with the ultimate available. Ooh, dangerous territory here. Will have to be the Lunar ult in order to stay in the fray, but there cannot be a response on the back of Mr. Tomfoolery's team. And now with Cruz finding the initial pickup on a Gumbo, it's only a question of time until they will falter, make it a triple. At this point, it is too little from Team Tomfoolery to be able to hold on to this point. They might try to recontest, but to little or no avail. Cruz finds the pickup on the sidelines here, and that's going to be it. Point 1 going to Team Dante.
You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. Note, that last fight was won by pure skill. The Luna decided, instead of healing whenever her teammates were low, to amp them up with a little bit more damage. Sometimes the best healing is for you to kill the enemy team before they kill you, and she played that perfectly. Minimal heals, maximum damage, and a free win. Straight up goes to Team Dante. Very nice.
I mean, it has to be said, incredible performance again with the picks coming through, clearly targeted at Cruz, trying to take out that Psylocke there. And again, we saw an incredible performance on the back of the Star-Lord there, constantly on the flank, so consistently getting fantastic value, even with that ultimate where, of course, you could have argued, you know, maybe they could have gotten the Luna ult in there in order to try and counterplay that, but it never really came through. Either wasn't available or they weren't willing to commit, and those picks just came through so incredibly consistently. Now I'm going to be very interested, actually. There was a little bit of shade being thrown here onto the Venom early on, but again, Chris Hansen actually with a standout performance on the Venom as well.
I think, honestly, in spite of us talking a lot of garbage on the Venom ult, I mean, the Venom pick, he is technically the worst tank in the game as of right now. That does not mean that someone cannot pick him up and do well with him. He had some very nifty Venom ult. See, every time that there is some kind of coordination, if it is gathered with a Venom ult, they get half hit and it's just over for them. A little DPS from the Star-Lord, a little bit of healing from Luna, and it is done. It is a song and a dance, and they have matched the tunes perfectly into victory.
I do have to say, really liking what I've seen out of Team Dante so far. Team Tomfoolery kind of consistently more aggressive on the early setups, pushing in, taking that space. But again, Team Dante dealing with that so well, just waiting to get their flankers into position in order to spring that trap, lay that snare, and then collapse from all sides and kind of take the advantage of their, quite frankly, superior positioning at that point. Also really high risk, of course, coming through out of Cruz taking those off angles, but again, the payoff quite simply is there. So next up, we're going to Shin Shibuya. What are you thinking about that one?
It is one of the better Tom maps. Like I said in the beginning, Team Tom do very well with environmental kills. However, King of the Hill, Domination is not the strong mode. They are primarily aggressive players, and that shine very, very well in payload maps. Because in payload maps, it's not about holding a point, it's about pushing that thing all the way to the end. And what better way for you to stop your enemy team from stopping the payload than by killing them over and over and over and over and over again. It's Tom's specialty, it's his team's specialty. I genuinely believe they can come back from this.
Alright, well, let's see what exactly the bans are going to be. Wolverine already taken out of the picture here. I mean, that certainly is going the way of Dante. With the Loki getting banned as well. Quite interesting.
See, the Loki pick, Loki's not stellar right now. However, did you notice how the Loki was constantly in heaven with 3 of his clones just raining fire and healing upon the team? That's what they want to avoid, because Shibuya does have a little bit of aerial combat, so they are trying to avoid that preemptively. They are going to go ahead and save the Psylocke pick for Cruz. So, that's going to be rough. I do like the Wolverine ban, but Cruz genuinely is a blessing with Psylocke, so I really don't know.
Really interesting to see as well that they chose to protect the Psylocke for Cruz here, because obviously Cruz has quite thoroughly proven that he does not need the Psylocke to succeed. There's no crutch required. He is ready and willing to commit violence no matter what character he is on, but potentially this will give his team the edge that they may require now that Dante has actually been forced to retire as Wolverine, at least for this game.
He can do well with other heroes. I strongly believe that Dante will continue to pop off. They're going to go ahead and ban the Winter Soldier and protect the Venom again. Bucky got a good amount of resets in the other game. It wasn't the main cornucopia of kills, but it was noticeable enough to the point where he did need to get banned. So very, very smart ban and very smart ban protection from Team Dante.
Apparently Namor getting picked up here. What are we thinking about that one?
Namor honestly is anti-dive, but they're also banning the Black Panther. I assume that they are going to try to protect Gumbo. They're going to try to protect the Iron Man.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
It's a little strange because on the one side, you have Namor to deal with the anti-air, but on the other side, you don't really have any big Namor players on Mr. Tomfoolery's side. You have Dante, which is a very good Namor player, but no, it's Team Dante versus Mr. Tom. So it's rough. Dante can genuinely do a good Namor. They just have to frag out and somehow met the Namors, kind of the Sea Raven, back to back. So hopefully we'll be good. Hopefully.
I mean, it's kind of nice to see that they're now both revolving around that Team Dante, just going with it. Like, sure, if you're gonna protect the Namor, then I'm just gonna play him myself. So that's certainly nice to see how that will work out. Certainly looking forward to Crew's performance on this defense here as well. Naturally, might be a little bit harder to get that off angle, especially on a at least rather linear beginning here. But he will certainly do his best, and we have seen how good that can be. Now, it does look like Gumbo is going to be on his standout hero as well. Quite interesting. Let's see what these teams got in store for us.
With the Namor pick, I'm a little bit afraid of Gumbo kind of having aerial superiority. I do believe in him, do not get me wrong, but they have to take care of the Squid. They have to protect the Iron Man, and I'm not seeing any kind of like Squid negation. Oh, Hulk has already goes down to Banner, and Shadowwing is going to go ahead and get mixed up. Oh, actually, no, they're going to save Raptor from certain Bannerness. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reset the fight. That's perfectly fine. He's still Hulk. He's not Bruce Banner. Very nifty little pick. You can kind of see Shadowwing is kind of setting up for the Hulk dive on the Iron Man.
That's a lot of damage coming through already onto Hansen. We'll have to go out with him. So, however, of course, does have all of that additional extra health coming through on the back of his abilities. Does seem like at least some space is being taken, and they are pushing through. Choke still though on the back line. Are going to see Cruz trying his very best. He's going to pop the ultimate there and does find his very respective pick now with 2 players on Mr. Tomfoolery's team down already. It is only a question of time for Cruz to wreak even more havoc, and one by one, divided they fall. And as Mr. Tomfoolery's team is conquered, they do still have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to engage yet again.
Honestly, it's just the ults got into play a lot faster on Team Dante's team than Mr. Tomfoolery's. However, they use how many ults? 2 ults. So, Psylocke doesn't have her ult, Namor doesn't have his ult. This is the chance to genuinely push. Cruz is going to go ahead and kill Gumbo, but he's only on a 5-second cooldown timer, so they just have to revamp, reset, reuse ult.
Mr. Tomfoolery, though, in a lot of trouble. Hansen, though, having been taken out already, will get brought back into the fray. Still going to have to be a little bit of space here being given to Team Tomfoolery as they do push in aggressively. Raptors on the thing, still trying to get his team to gain some more space. Ultimate's coming out as we already are going to see Cloak and Dagger diving right into the backline. Might be a little bit overzealous there with Chris Hansen finding the double, and as Cruz gets the third. Again, it's a 3v6 situation that really, at this point, Team Tomfoolery has very little business fighting it with 1 minute and 50 seconds on the clock and ultimates extended. That is looking rough. I'm not entirely sure why that ultimate.
Honestly, I understand the reversal. I understand you had both Shade and Chris Hansen combo their ult together for the Venom damage. You had Cruz kind of cleaning out the outliners. They really just want to push into the fact that both Team Mr. Tomfoolery, whether it is Pink, whether it is Psylocke, whether it is even Cloak and Dagger, they can't get past without taking damage. And it is just kind of rough because they only have the Luna ult. We're going to have to wait and see if it's going to be a good Luna ult. Luna is going to go ahead and kill Mr. Tomfoolery.
Again, that's a rough opener, though, getting that first pick despite the Lunar ult coming through, as well as Namor trying to drop it here. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. Counter ult now coming in as well, and we're going to see already Gumbo taken down now with the Raptors having been missed earlier. That is going to be several more kills coming through, and again, the ultimate bank looking really rough here for Team Tomfoolery, which now have 40 seconds in order to stage one last desperate assault.
Yeah, 40 seconds, no ult other than Emma ult. I don't see a silver lining in here. They're going to go ahead and take down the Hulk into Banner. It is hopefully, wait, this might be it. This might be the play that they needed.
Certainly no ultimates on Team Dante in order to try and deal with this situation, so this could be their chance. We're already going to see here Ult getting popped up by Miss Tomfoolery, trying to go in. Does go rather low, and will not be able to find the finishing kill. Does get saved though. Chris Hansen now brought back into the fray. Desperate last stalls coming through here out of Team Dante as well. That is going to have to reestablish themselves. Apocrypha though, taken down, traded out for Gumbo though. 1-for-1 exchange so far. No clear advantage inside of this fight. Sea Raven though does have the ultimate available. We'll have to see if that's going to get popped in order to try and swing things. So far, we're already going to see Rocket Raccoon popping up his ult here, as well as Sea Raven trying to come through. 2-for-1 trade, though, clearly in favor of the defenders. Looks like they're going to pull through Cruz with yet another kill, and as Dante finds Sea Raven, it looks like it's all over, but the cry still.
No.
The last contest trying to come through, but as classic as that may have been, no touch in time, and that is a brutal clutch shot.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Team Tom. It is not looking good for Team Tom at all. I'd like to assume that it is the pick base, where everyone is just dying before the healer ults are going through. It is that Team Dante is using the healer ult a lot later than Mr. Tomfoolery's team, and they're managing to mitigate damage and then ult right when Team Mr. Tomfoolery is going to have, whether it's a Luna ult, whether it's a Cloak and Dagger ult, it doesn't matter because their ult expire. Notice, it was kind of a little bit of a lopsided fight. Namor took the high ground and constantly rained fire. They managed to kill the Cloak and Dagger as the ult was ending. They need to go ahead and make sure they have high ground advantage in order for them to be able to hold this point, and they need to stop the backline. They need to stop Crude from killing everyone, whether it's a healer, whether it's a DPS, hell, whether it's a tank. Crude has been non-stop damage from this game and last game. And of course, you know, we have to give props to the healers. Both Apocalypse and Trade are having just fantastic ults. They're just saving their ults and making sure that everyone is nice and healthy. They're not overextending whenever they're ult. And it's just, it's a rough game. It's a very rough game. I can't say anything else other than it's a rough game.
I mean, it's a rough game for Mr. Tomfoolery's team. Certainly, I think Team Dante is more than happy with how things have been going so far. I mean, obviously, Cruz here going to have to try and sneak his way past the front line, but apparently just going to start charge straight in there. That was a bold maneuver for sure. A lot of damage coming through here onto the Groot already. Chase trying to come in, will not be able to do so. What is Hansen doing? That is a bold fucking maneuver. I would go so far as to almost call that a BM. Does go down here as well to Sea Raven. I'm not entirely sure what he expected to come off that, but well, with Shadow Blink now going down as well, Mr. Tomfoolery's team here opening up with a pretty clean first defense.
Now, I will say, on this map, it is significantly easier to defend rather than attack. So, this might actually be a tie. I genuinely see the strong happenings of a tie. But, it genuinely feels like Mr. Team Dante, or not Mr. Team Dante, Team Dante is kind of playing with their food a little bit, overextending, trying to get the solo pick. It's not really, it's not very methodical. Had they been playing a lot, I'm pretty sure they're just waiting for Crucial to go in. So, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they do have a massive amount of time, still 2 minutes and 50 seconds in order to just build their ultimates, try to go for that one fateful win, and again, Chris Hansen just gonna jump right in there. Still Shane-tastic though, taken down by Miss Tomfoolery, who's done an absolute massive bender here on the Hella so far. Will be traded out for though by for Sea Raven with a 1 down already. Ult's trying to come through. Will able to find Miss Tomfoolery here. Early pick coming in again. Just the setup coming through now on the back of Team Dante on that high ground in order to provide just that extra little bit of damage. Chris Hansen, though, in trouble trying to bring all these down. Dante, though, from the high ground, just able to farm kill after kill after kill. That might already have been all she wrote.
That's what they have to do. They have to stop the Namor from getting the high ground. Notice, the whole team up allows him to have a straight line squid, and it targets whoever lowest. It targets the healers, it targets the DPS, it never targets the tank when you need him to. Hell is gonna go ahead and over, but it's gonna be a finisher. That's gonna be 2 wins for Team Dante. Mr. Tomfoolery's team needs to win this next one or they are out. Yeah, that's gonna be very, very rough. Now, notice that game, it was not won with ultimate. Sure, Cruz did have a good ultimate, but it was mostly the damage that came through from the Namor from heaven. The more time that you have expert damage whenever the enemy team does not have any kind of healer ult. It's just a surefire way to lose. So just be very careful. Make sure that he doesn't get the high ground, and we should be good. Oh god, jump scare. Okay, and we're back. Okay. Rough game to fund us, but hopefully we'll get a more exciting match soon.
I mean, I do certainly have to give credit where credit is due. Team Dante playing it very well. Perhaps not on their own attack at first, I will say that much. There was some certainly praise in playing with their food there. There was a lot of punishment, so credit to Miss Tomfoolery there on the Hela. Did actually get quite a fair share of picks there, especially early on, even during the fights. But in the end there, naturally, Team Dante pulling ahead, superior positioning, being able to take that high ground, whittle down the defenders that were forced to contest onto point, of course, also in part due to what little cap progress they did actually manage to achieve on their own offense. So Team Dante really just rolling in it. Absolutely grandiose performance here. Looked already strong on Hell 7, even stronger on Shibuya. And, well, the question is which third map we're going on to, and if, of course, Team Mr. Tomfoolery is going to be able to turn this one around.
I'm hoping that it's going to be a payload map that starts with the payload. I thought genuinely that Mr. Tomfoolery's team was going to have a better chance with this one, but no, conversion. It is first King of the Hill, first capture the point, and then it's a payload map. They're really struggling with it, but it is Midtown, and as you know, Midtown is nothing but payload. So hopefully, Mr. Tomfoolery's team is going to have a much cleaner time getting on the points and getting those aggressive picks that they're known for.
Well, it's all convoy all the way from the start to all the way to the end, baby. And we're going to see if Mr. Tomfoolery is going to be able to ride that train all the way to victory, or if he's making an unscheduled stop. Now, naturally, I did find that a lot of these character bans did not really seem to affect Team Dante all that much. You think that Team Tomfoolery has perhaps been more affected by them?
The problem right now is that a lot of the Team Dante players are very versatile in their pick. You can use all of your bans to target one player. Not only is that one player still going to have something to play, maybe they're not going to be as useful as the other members of the team, but no, this is a team-based game. 6 persons, you target ban 1, you still have to deal with 5 other ones. And there's just too many plethora of characters on one team, and you can't ban them all. You only get 3 bans, so it is not very fun. But Psylocke needs to get banned, Wolverine needs to get banned 100%.
Look at that beautiful transition. Now Psylocke instantaneously getting banned. I can't really blame them. Now Cruz did great on the Star-Lord, but on the Psylocke he did at least just as well. The game was decided even more clearly, and the Penny is actually going to be the one to get saved here.
Penny's nice. Penny's a great anti-dive. It looks like right now that they are gearing up for the payload to hopefully they won't get it past first point. It's just they can feel the dive is going to be the main plan of attack on Mr. Tomfoolery's side, so they are prepping with Shade on the Penny. And Shade, he plays a very good Penny, so hopefully we will see a lot of webs, a lot of really good mine trap, and a lot of really cheeky mine locations where around the corner you go in, you die. They're going to go ahead and ban Spider-Man. Sea Raven is going to have to be forced to play something else, with he was playing good old Wanda, Scarlet Witch, not Scarlett Johansson, as I famously keep calling her, but we are going to go ahead and protect the raccoon. Just nesting.
Wouldn't mind that either, to be honest, but Scarlett Johansson aside, yeah, it is quite interesting to see that they do, of course, ban the Spider-Man as well, get the Penny as sort of a complete anti-dive here. Naturally, we have seen the Wolverine and the Psylocke both getting banned, so a little bit of a target at Dante, a little bit of a target here at Cruz as well. But Badger Net, very good actually a save onto the Hela, which Miss Tomfoolery has been absolutely popping off of. Unfortunately, not really able to bear the brunt of the entire force of what Team Dante, or the hammer that Team Dante was coming down with. But now, for the very first time, with the ban on the Venom, we're going to see if maybe the Venom was the magic, a little bit of something that Team Dante needed to win these games.
It might have been. The thing that I'm seeing right now is on Team Dante, they are kind of switching up the roles, switching up the comp. Chris, who normally plays the tank role, is going to go his Moon Knight, and Cruz, who normally plays DPS, is going to go ahead and go Raccoon. Shade, we already talked about him. He's normally a healer player, but he plays a really mean Penny. Typically in the in-houses, he plays Penny. So not much change is going to happen here. Dante, of course, is going to drop the Wolverine because the Wolverine is banned and going to go Groot. Very good Groot. And Namor just for the anti-dive, just in case. Sea Raven's already on his Black Panther. On the other side, we got Asteroid with Mantis. Mantis, in spite of her having really, really good team-ups this season, she's not still in the best location for it. You have Mr. Tomfoolery on her Hela. Works like a charm. Hopefully she'll be able to get very early picks to build her ultimate so she can dash in and just kind of clear space for her team. Gumbo's gonna go ahead and play Cloak and Dagger. Raptor is gonna go play Magneto. Mr. Tomfoolery, instead of healing, is gonna go ahead and go Groot, and we are off.
And we're off. Certainly a lot of pushing happening already. Actually, just a little bit of turret clearing here as Raptors are going to try and push up there. Does tank quite a lot of damage. Looking at the entirety of Team Dante, so certainly a bit of a dangerous corridor to stare down into, but he has full confidence into his healers. Will be able to keep him in the fray. So those mines just coming up through from just about anywhere, but look at the amount of those duplicates.
I think this is going to be an excellent game. They're already pushing up the payload kind of far. They're not getting stuck anywhere. The Loki clones are going to go ahead and go down. You have the Groot walls are just kind of going up, down, up, down, up, down with the two Groot walls. Shade is going to go ahead and try to build a minefield on the payload to just try to get some hits and easy pick. Hela's on the go ahead, and she's in the high ground, just kind of bursting away, bursting. Moon Knight has his ult, might actually pop it very, very soon.
This Tomfoolery, really low HP there, barely manages to get out by the skin of her teeth. Still, though, does look like we're going to see the Cloak and Dagger ult just trying to provide some additional pressure there onto Team Dante, which so far has not been able to successfully stall the card. Does look like they're still busy clearing out Shade-tastic some nest that he very keenly was able to set up there. Still, though, Shadow Blink coming through with the first pick here, already having come in. Now with the advantage, we're going to see a very aggressive little Raccoon trying to jump into the backline. That's something you might be able to take the DPS player off the DPS, but you certainly can't. The DPS plays out of him. He's just sticking on that Raccoon like he was a damage dealer himself. Chris Hansen, though, with the double kill coming through, will send Mr. Tomfoolery's team packing. Still, though, very good progress on the back of that very first push.
The fight went a little bit awry whenever Mr. Tomfoolery kind of tried to double back with his walls and try to go aggressively. Dante managed to cut off the heal from their tank and managed to get a very, very, very nice kill on Asteroid, after the ult. But it's starting to get to the point where everyone is starting to have a little bit of ult coming from here. Loki's going to go ahead and go down. So they do have two ultimates. They have Mr. and Mrs. Tomfoolery. They're going to go ahead and get two people. Wait, this might actually be it. Hela's going to go ahead and have the backline with her little... No, it's done, sadly.
Were their little skulls and God knows what, but they've certainly broken the defense, and Team Dante is now routing, trying to get out of here. Actually, really good first push out of Team Tomfoolery here. Apocrypha actually getting taken down yet again. Not looking too hot just so far, but again, that can naturally still change. We're still along awaiting the rest of this map coming through. Very aggressive plays out of Raptors as well. Just trying to force Team Dante back onto that defense, and so far the space being taken by Team Mr. Tomfoolery absolutely massive.
They just are constantly pushing in. Dante kind of had the high ground. He's waiting for ult. He's gonna go ahead and alley-oop. He's gonna go ahead and get... Wait, no! The Broken Dagger is gonna go ahead and save her team. Sadly, doesn't save Asteroid, but it's enough for them to keep on pushing.
They certainly are not looking like they're going to be stopped just yet. Penny ult's still going to come in. That is going to be quite the aggressive sprint. He's laying down Naruto, charging into the back line of Team Mr. Tomfoolery. Still will be able to take down Mr. Tomfoolery himself, but with only one pick having come through, that's not too aggressive just yet. And there you go. Ultimate coming in order to try and get some damage here. No pick on the back of that just yet. Raptors really putting himself into the lion's den there. Might get taken down, barely surviving, but not for much longer with Dante being able to shut him down here. Still, looks like for the time being, Team Dante going to be able to hold this corner.
Mr. Tomfoolery had a fantastic goal, but it was completely negated by the cruise goal from Rocket Raccoon. Oh wait, Cloak and Dagger, not Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman. God, there's too many things similar character models, but she's gonna go ahead and ult. T-Raven is gonna go ahead and try to get the group. Is he gonna be successful? Sadly, gets a absolutely massive shutdown on the T-Raven ult, and that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be a reset.
Not necessarily. I mean, they did just get the pick on the Shade-tastic there as well, so now it does appear that if they keep up the aggression, they might be able to follow through. And now with Chris Hansen going down as well, Team Tomfoolery actually with a little bit of an advantage. Hansen though brought back again though, Apocrypha having been shut down will mean yet another player has gone down, and now Team Mr. Tomfoolery getting awfully close towards completing that second point. It will force Team Dante into a desperate last contest. Will they be able to touch in time?
I'm not 100% sure. It looks like they're going to go ahead and kill T-Raven. It was a little bit of a 2v1 situation, but they're going to go ahead and come back to points. The Cloak and Dagger is in play, but Hella is going to go ahead and go to heaven. And is she able to get a pick with it? Sadly, I don't think so. It's a good brutal, but doesn't have enough damage. The Cloak and Dagger bubble is going to go ahead and save them for the majority of the damage.
It does actually mean they're going to be able to stall out here just 2 meters and 52 centimeters away. Ooh, from the push, 12 HP, and he will go down. Dante not going to be able to withstand the heat, and that tree is burning down to the ground. And now with the point cap, that ultimate on the back of Chris Hansen is not really what he might have been hoping for.
It's fine. I'm 90% sure Chris wants to go ahead and switch to maybe something else. No, Chris is gonna go ahead and say Moon Knight. Okay, I genuinely thought the ultimate was gonna be a reset on his selection. Now, notice, the Groot ults are the most important thing in the game as of right now. Every single time there has been a Groot ult, it's kind of been the catalyst of a much bigger team fight, as it should be. But right now, Mr. Tomfoolery is the only one with the Groot ult. Dante still has a little bit more than half into it, but we'll have to wait and see if Shade-tastic can kind of stall with the Penny ult, as he always does. Wait.
I mean, 1:40 on the clock, sure, but so far, Team Tomfoolery absolutely racing through this third point. Not really looking too hot for Team Dante, and they do have a couple of ultimates available. However, will they be able to find anything with it? Mr. Tomfoolery and Raptors both finding a pick. Make that a double for Mr. Tomfoolery, and even with the res coming through, that's still a 2-player down with the advantage for Team Tomfoolery here. Team Dante really trying to stick to this one. Oh Wait. My lord, that's gonna be trying to be the spawn trap here coming through. Absolutely nefarious on the back of Raptors, and the point completes with 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Good time, good time. It's not the worst thing in the world. They managed to actually get it before the 1 minute mark. If there's any overlap in time, they're gonna go ahead and get the extra points for it. Now, we are really messing with the Grid ult, we're really messing with the Healer ult, but the one thing that I have neglected to mention, Mrs. Tomfoolery lands every single headshot that she needs to in order for her team to push to the point. Now, her ultimate have been a little bit countered, that she hasn't had that many chances to actually get a good ult because of the cruise ult, because of the Loki wound, but outside of that, she lands every single hate shot, she lands every single basic attack, she lands every single needle shot. It's just a blessing to have a DPS player to constantly pick out damage for you. It's so nice.
It certainly has been Miss Tomfoolery with a really good performance across the board. Really, really good picks just coming through consistently, as well as Mr. Tomfoolery on the Groot as well, looking pretty good. We can have a little bit of a look at the stat board here. Really, actually not looking insanely terrible so far. Shade-tastic, not with a great amount of kills or damage on that Penny. However, we're going to see if that's going to hold up. So far, interestingly enough, Team Dante choosing to stick with their off-rolls, which I was thinking maybe they were going to draw back there once they did feel the heat, but maybe they're going to roll out, see how it goes, and based on that, maybe still commit to some changes in their lineup.
Hopefully it's going to be a really, really good fight. It looks like right now that it's still in the score. Cruz is still trying to get a little bit of DPS with the Rocket Raccoon. Penny, of course, is going to go ahead and try to dodge the back line to get Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman is going to go ahead and lose. You've got to take care of the walls. You've got to take care of the squids. Every kind of like player-based models, any kind of player-based expos needs to get taken care of. And sadly, the Onk does get immediately removed. He's going to go ahead and die to Valor.
I do want to say Chris Hansen, very nice positioning there, unfortunately for him not coming through with the kills and Miss Tomfoolery instantly checking that flank. But Chris Hansen returns, will get that revenge pickup, and will shut down Sea Raven as well. 2 picks now onto the just returned Moon Knight. Seems like he's woken up and remembered that he is the one that Nox will be able to run through here. Does find his double still, though. Team Tomfoolery not giving an insane amount of space here. They do a really good job of continuously staying and retaining their presence. Does seem they are going to be forced back yet another corner, though. As so far, no picks coming through just yet.
Right now, the payload is definitely going a lot slower than it was on Mr. Tomfoolery's side, but ultimates are going to be coming into play. You have the Dante Groot ult is going to be coming very, very, very soon. They can also combo the Groot ult with the Namor ult. Dante is kind of low. He's going to get healed back up. There is the Moon Knight ult. Is he going to get a pick on it? Sadly, no picks are standing yet.
Oh, that's a very risky one for him for sure. He's not able to find a pickup there, unfortunately, despite several players on Team Mr. Tomfoolery going incredibly low, but they're about to open Pandora's box. Look at the amount of ultimates they have available. Right there, we do hear the rocket ult so far. Not going to be able to come through with a pick just yet, though, while Mr. Tomfoolery's team does have their fair share of ultimates available as well. Punisher ult trying to come through here. Will he be able to run down the front line? Does tank a huge amount of damage. Shade-tastic brought back into the fight with Mr. Tomfoolery losing the ultimate there, as well as her life does appear. We're going to see what the Krafa sniped out by Sea Raven. Hated characters with Miss Tomfoolery. Massive pickup on the back of Shadow Bling here, and with Chris Hansen finding a third, that is going to be a last-ditch effort here on the back of Raptors to hold, but to little avail. Still, with a minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, that is still a little bit of way to push.
The Moon Knight ult was a fantastic shutdown for Mr. Tomfoolery. Sadly, Asteroid did not get the proper amount of healing quite yet to protect Mr. Tomfoolery. And then, of course, Dante and Shadowblink are going to go ahead and do the Namor Whale into the Groot ult. The kind of cleanup happens with it. I think that they're going to have to pull back almost immediately because the point is just captured. There is no... Oh, wait, what's going on? Okay?
I was going to say, quite surprised that they did not go for the contest there. Miss Tomfoolery, though, able to shut down Hansen will mean that they do have a really good opportunity to try and re-engage here. Still time back 3 minutes, 20 seconds so far, as we're going to see the immobilization coming through, and that's just going to have to be a massive amount of healing coming through, but it's not enough. Mr. Tomfoolery with the double, and at this point, Chris Hansen well able to try and equalize with 1 pick of his own, but Mr. Tomfoolery is on a rampage, will find a third, and that's a very angry tree that you might actually remember out of Lord of the Rings.
That is going to go ahead and be kind of a little bit of a reset for it. But no, Team Dante still has ult. They still have Shadowwing. They still have Dante's building his Groot ult. And of course, they still have Cruz and Chris Hansen. They just have to be careful. And I know this sounds straight from a team building standpoint, but they're going to have to spread out. Chris Hansen is using his arms to just kind of get damage with his primary attack whenever they group up. So just to kind of fan out, make sure he doesn't get too much utilization for his dunks, because the second he does, the Moon Knight ult is coming out and it will kill you.
Well, I mean, that's certainly something that they're building towards. Whoop, and already there you go. Oh, Miss Tomfoolery with the Punisher ult walks right to the front line. Chris Hansen's gonna fall, make that Dante as well, make it a triple, and that is by far the most successful Punisher ult we've seen all day.
You are not wrong about that. It seems like every time that a Punisher ult, everyone either immediately grows 1,000 brain cells and picks cover, or they just burst him down before he can even do anything. But it was a nifty little triple kill. Hopefully we'll see more of those before the end of the game. We still have great ult management on Team Dante. They haven't used everything, but Mr. Tomfoolery's team still has 5. Count them 5. There's 1 from Dante. Oh no!
Ooh. Triple on the back of Hansen. You'd love to see it happen. Unfortunately, not more than a minute 40 seconds. Not a whole lot of try and take the entirety of second point after this truly stalwart defense on the back of Mr. Tomfoolery's team, as well as, of course, the 4 ultimates they still keep in their back pocket in case they need to push that emergent point.
In spite of them having more successful team fights, the time on the clock is a little bit too close to 0. We're gonna hit a minute mark. It's just that Mr. Tomfoolery's team is very good on a payload map. They know when to aggress, they know when to pull back. So we're seeing a lot of really good ult management from Team Dante, but they are not getting the space for it. They are not getting the proper mileage out of the payload run.
They certainly are struggling to try and break this defense and actually make headway still. Though these ultimates now going to have to come through with 30 seconds left on the clock in order to try and get some leeway. Lots of walls coming up. Not a whole lot of looking. Tomfoolery, though, does shut down Apocrypha, who has swapped over, or duplicated, rather, from the looks of it. Will not be able to do anything. Cruz, though, does find the pickup onto Sea Raven in the backline. Will be able to draw out here still with the Invisible Woman ult. That is going to be a little bit of a struggle for Team Dante to try and bring this one through. Shadowblade does take down Gumbo, and now it's not looking too shabby for him.
They still have some time to regroup. They still have some time. Hopefully someone goes Doctor Strange in order for them to contest. But they still have Mr. Tomfoolery ult, and they almost have Raptor ult with Emma Frost. I'd like to assume if the group dies here, they will not be able to contest.
I would be surprised if they did actually go for the contest here. I mean, he may
They got it.
The question is, will he survive that contest? Although very nice off angle, actually going to throw the back up Miss Tomfoolery. This could be absolutely massive. Shadowblade though does take down 3, and as Apocrypha falls, Miss Tomfoolery will be able to fight too, but it's nothing to the 4 that they have already lost, and that card is gonna keep on rolling.
Fantastic gank by Mrs. Tomfoolery, but it had nothing on a great timed Groot ult. No, Shadowbring was ready. He was prepped. He didn't have any squids up, but he landed so many headshots. He got a triple kill, back to back to back into the Groot ult. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about this first quarter. This first quarter, a lot of teams tend to choke. So hopefully right here that Team Dante is able to have a little bit quicker ult. Chris is going to go ahead and go down. Cruz almost has his ult. Loki with Storm is going to have her ult. But we really have to wait and see whether they can get the pick. Shade goes down sadly, but he gets res.
Oh, and the going gets tough. The tough get going. Shade-tastic's gonna have to start sprinting at this rate because they are running out of time. Only 30 seconds still left in the fray here with Raptors really laying it down, but will not be able to find the pick just yet. Miss Tomfoolery more than happy to provide. We'll find 1, we'll find 2. Just running right through the front line there. Team Dante with only 20 seconds left on the clock will lose their 3rd player. This is looking very rough for them right now.
10 seconds on the clock. I genuinely believe that they can contest if they can somehow touch it. Now, note, Black Raccoon can hit it. However, we're not sure if he's going to do it in 3, 2, 1. Sadly, no.
Ooh, that is going to be a no, and that's actually going to be a point going the way of Team Tomfoolery. And I do have to say, they certainly deserved an absolutely massive push, able to take so much space there. Great performance on the defense, just really taking all that time, drawing out those fights. Miss Tomfoolery, amazing performance. Mr. Tomfoolery as well. We saw so many picks on the Groot, and whether it be on the Hela or it actually be on the Punisher, just across the board, incredible performances here out of the Tomfooleries.
I think that in spite of my firm belief that Rivals is an ultimate-based game, Overwatch is a pick-based game, Marvel Rivals is an ult-based game where you need ults in order to combo together to get picked. Mrs. Tomfoolery did not have the best Punisher ult, but you know what she did have? The best Punisher pick. Whether it was a shotgun, whether it was a assault rifle, whether it was her turret, she consistently pushed out damage and managed to kill as many people as she can, even without her ultimate. I'm really enjoying the Groot gameplay. I had the Groot main, the ultimate are just fantastical, but I'm 99% sure we are not going to see another Groot to Groot matchup. So sadly, wave goodbye to the Groot.
Alright, well, I will be waving goodbye to Groot while he takes the time to regrow. That said, we are going to be taking a 5-minute break here in order to give the team some time to recuperate, have a sip of water, visit the lavatory real quick, and we will be back in 5 minutes time. Not entirely sure if we're going to break some stuff down, or if we're going to have a little bit of an intermission screen. I'm just going to wait for the little fairy to whisper in my ear.
Little fairy? Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, great, great, great.
Shield Slash! A lot of people look up to me. Now I'll show you why. Stars and Stripes!
And we're back! Break time is over. We're going to go ahead and see what the next map selection is. I am hoping personally for Krakoa. Krakoa has, while not the best map kind of gameplay, it has the best soundtrack, but it's going to be Royal Palace, of course it is.
Of course it is. I mean, you'd have to consider that naturally. I do assume this one was Team Dantic's pick, so there's not really too much
Shield Slash!
trying to
A lot of people look up to me. Now I'll
Also,
show you
big
why.
shout out to Asteroid.
That's right.
Thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. How are you?
Shield Slash!
Ooh, there it is!
A lot of people look up to me. Now I'll show you why.
Davis follow.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to follow, go ahead and follow right now, so that way that we can kind of get
Shield
through
Slash!
tonight. Yes, there we
A
go!
lot of people look up to me. Now I'll show you why.
Thank you very much for the
That's
follow.
right.
Appreciate you.
Shield Slash! A lot of people look up to me. Now I'll show you why.
Thank you for the follow, greatly appreciate it. But we're gonna have to go back into the game. Let's see what these guys got in store for us. Both Psylocke and Luna instantly getting banned.
Yep, Psylocke and Luna are gonna go ahead and be banned. They're banning the Luna primarily because Luna ult is just very, very annoying, and they can't really get through with it with the Punisher ult. And I'd like to say all of them are not gonna go Iron Fist, but if there was a will, there was a way. Penny is gonna go ahead and get protected for the dive line, for the back line, and of course Punisher is gonna go ahead and get ban protected.
Quite surprised by that. I mean, obviously, Miss Tomfoolery, great performance on the Punisher. We did also see a great performance on the Hela, though, so quite interesting that she would decide to go for the Punisher Protect here, considering that that's most likely what she's going to bring to the table here as well. With now Wolverine getting banned, but something that Dante might not be all too concerned with, considering he has already protected his Penny pick.
The Penny pick is a little bit odd because it's not really Shade's pick. It's Dante's pick this time. They're gonna go ahead and save the Jeffrey for Storm because Storm really wants to. I know they don't go by Storm on this account, but it is Storm. Storm is playing Jeffrey right now. They're gonna go ahead and save the Mantis pick. Wait. Hold on, I almost actually choked. I almost choked on my own throat. Oh my god, the Mantic pick surprised me so much.
I'm seeing a lot of interesting things tonight. We've seen the save on the Mantis. We've seen the save on the Venom. We've also seen the save on the Jeffrey from Team Dante. There's a lot of things going on here that I certainly would not have expected to happen today.
But at the very least, right now, we got Shadowbang finally on Captain America. This is what he's been waiting for. Cruz is going to go ahead and play his famous Winter Soldier. In spite of it not being Psylocke, he is a very good Winter Soldier. Oh, never mind. He's going to go ahead and play Star-Lord. That's fine too, I guess. Chris is going to be playing Black Widow, which is interesting, but not too different. And we're going to go ahead and see kind of a similar comp with Team Mr. Tomfoolery. Tom is going to go ahead and save the group, but Gumbo on Loki, Raptors on Captain America, Asteroids on Mantis. Sea Raven is actually going to play Spider-Man. I did not even catch that. This is going to be an exciting game.
The very first time that character does not get banned, apparently. That said, oh, look at Team Dante. That's 3 Americans on one team. Does that not just make you swell with pride? The Iron Man, the Captain America, and the Star-Lord. Dear God, I can feel the flag waving in my heart. Taste that freedom.
Battle starts in 5.
But as of right now, the teams are going to go ahead and try to go for the first point. King of the Hell match. I forget what it's called. I believe it's called Domination. Yeah, Domination, because normally it's King of the Hell in other modes, in other games, but it is Domination on gear. Sea Raven is going to take the advantage. Just going to try to immediately kill the Iron Man. Unsuccessful. He gets peppered just a little bit. But hopefully, Iron Man won't get too much value out of the Sea Raven. Oh, they're going to go ahead and break the platform, and everyone's kind of dispersed.
Oh, very interesting. I mean, there's already a little bit of a fight going on, but Cruz again in the backline has already shut down Mr. Tomfoolery. Hanson taking down the pick onto a very unfortunate Mantis. I mean, certainly a very interesting character pick, but again, that's going to be Tomfoolery here, actually, or Team Tomfoolery just trying to run it through, not quite able to take it just yet. They do seem firmly in control, though.
It should be fine. I really enjoyed the Groot pick on this map because it allows you to kind of close off the corridors and get the reversal picks for it. It's just they have so much DPS over Team Dante. I know the Black Widow seems like an odd pick, but if he consistently lands his shot, everything is just going to be a-okay. They might actually kill Iron Man here. Iron Man goes down without a fight, but Shadowbing is going to go ahead and kill Spider-Man. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, well, we're looking at some shots out of Hanson. He's certainly looking for those heads to click on, but not quite able to do so just yet. Still with a 1-for-1 traded at the beginning of the fight. That does give some leeway that he's not going to have to worry about the Spider-Man. Will be able to shut down asteroids, actually. Miss Tomfoolery are able to shut down Shade-tastic, though. Yet again, the 1-for-1 exchange with Team Tomfoolery still in charge and in control of that point, and with 50% ticking. Sansa's is going to have to deliver more than one elimination in order to make this work.
God, the Black Widow just absolutely shot Spider-Man out of the air. Sadly, Strange is going to go ahead and get the reversal on Storm. They don't really have the Jeffrey heals, but they're still kind of going through and through. Mantis Ult is going to go ahead and go through. Chris Hansen is going to go ahead and kill Asteroid, but Raptors is going to go ahead and do the reversal on the Black Widow. Penny might actually die here. Penny dies here to Mantis. And that is going to be an incomplete.
Right down. Dear God. I mean, just completely disregarding it. No respect for Dante there at all. And we're just looking at Iron Man trying to beat him down. Will he be able to find that pickup? Mantis just trying to make it back at the spot. Will not be able to do it. Or 2 things already. Now in the 64, Team Dante might actually be able to push for that point in overtime.
That's the reason why you want Shadowbang in their backline, because he's constantly going to kill the healers. Now, Ultimate are going to go through. We have the Mr. Tomfoolery. It's going to go ahead and kill Jeffrey, but Cruz is going to go ahead and get 2. He might actually get 3 right here. Sadly, the ult but he's still alive. He's still kicking.
Still alive, still kicking, which is more than can be said for half of Mr. Tomfoolery's team. We'll have to go out. We'll have to surrender that point so far. They are going to try to re-engage, though. Oh, actually, they are going to flip it here. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but I'll color me surprised. Not looking too good for Team Dante here. Despite half of their player line currently being alive, will they be able to recontest in time? That's a no. Quite surprised how that ended as swiftly as it did. I mean, that was pretty much everybody on Team Dante alive right there.
I did not get the camera work in order to see the whole thing, but I think that all of Team Dante was chasing the Spider-Man, and they managed to kind of give up the point, and they just kind of forgot about it. So I don't know if Groot put up a wall to kind of stop them from re-engaging onto the point, but that's what happened when you chase a DPS player that can get away from you. You're bound to lose the objective, even though that you might actually kill him or not. That is an interesting play, but it is what it is. It was just a mishap. I'm sure it won't happen again.
I'm sure it won't. That said, ult advantage, of course, just coming right out of it for Team Tomfoolery here with 3 ultimates available, as opposed to actually kind of 3 as well. Shadow Bling's just a formality away from being able to assemble the Avenger here. I've never seen that screen before, so have a look at that right there. Teams, of course, just going to be starting to roll out here, and Team Tomfoolery really looking good on the last map. Gonna have to see if they're gonna be able to assert dominance here yet again, despite of what was initially in the first 2 matches, or first 2 maps, an incredibly strong performance on the back of Team Dante.
Oh, I thought they almost got the pick, but sadly Bucky is not going to be able to be killed. There goes the Jeffrey ult. How many is he going to eat? He's going to eat 1, 2, 3. Sadly, no one.
1, 2, 3, and make that a -3 as well. Not gonna be able to find anybody just yet. However, Team Tomfoolery just yet again in charge of the point, and so far Team Dante is just giving them so much space to do whatever they want, getting that initial cap onto, just granting it really to a team like that. They're gonna struggle so much to try and get Team Tomfoolery off this point again, that is really a faux pas. You do not want to commit. Cruz though in the backline, able to find Sea Raven with now Asteroids having been taken down. That might be savable. I am Magamoto, not really finding a whole lot here.
Oh wait, with the Black Widow, is gonna go ahead and kill Mr. Tomfoolery. Is he gonna go ahead and get another pick? It damaged a couple of the Lokis, it damaged a couple of the Groot, it damaged the Doctor Strange. The Doctor Strange is half with no healing. Groot is gonna go ahead and go down to the Captain America. We are indeed undefeated, but sadly it might be over!
I mean, that is a pretty rough one to look at. And again, I mean, look at that. Certainly a well-deserved fight win for Team Dante, but certainly not a cheap one either. It took them quite some time. And again, 54% already on the clock for Mr. Tomfoolery's team, which is even rougher if you consider that they were able to take this first point on the map already, which is going to make it even more dangerous for Team Dante to try and get pushed off this point. They do have to actually provide some presence here already. We're going to see Star-Lord trying to go in, trying to find that pick, has to go out instantly. Not really a pick being able to come through, but Shane will be able to find it. Cruz with a last-second clutch pick there, able to take one down. Team Dante looking like they might just be back.
It was a very, very good ult. However, you gotta be careful about Star-Lord. If you're gonna go on him, oh wait, is Adam is gonna have a great ult? Adam is gonna get one. Is he gonna get two? Sadly, no. He only gets Shade, but it's gonna be okay. They are regrouped. They are ready to take that point, or to defend that point. Sorry about that. They're gonna go ahead and kill Asteroid. What is going on? They're just holding them at spawn.
Well, so far, it's certainly looking like Team Dante have found their groove into this matchup now, though. Team Tomfoolery is in charge of getting that assault. First wall coming up, not really going to be able to find all too much. A little bit of an off angle coming through. Chris Hansen with quite a massive shot. That's a magic bullet. Quite frankly, the most potent one since I've seen President Kennedy get shot. And with yet another 2 kills coming through, Team Tomfoolery pretty much getting relegated to spawn yet again with 80%. If they do reset quickly enough, they might be able to contest yet again, but that is a rough late pickup onto Mr. Tomfoolery here.
That's why you really have to worry about the Black Widow. A lot of people sleep on Black Widow, but if she gets a fantastic ult, she not only gets the damage from the initial burst, she also gets the area of effect that throws you. You can't really do anything if you're trapped in her ult, and it's just so easy for you to just die. I think you're going to be right about it. It's going to be a point match for Team Dante. It's 1-1. It's when whoever wins that last one does indeed get the point for the game. So hopefully it will be Mr. Tomfoolery's team, so it can be a 2-2, but who knows?
I do have to say, that was an incredible turnaround on the back of Team Dante. Now, Chris Hansen, it took him some time to get the groove on, to get that value, but once he was able to really get into the zone, he was able to find those really consistent picks, quite frankly, on Black Widow. I'm not entirely sure what the fuck we're witnessing out of Shade-tastic there, but certainly a big brain move. He's really putting his head into it in order to try and figure out how they're going to clutch this one out, take this point, and end the series. Now, we have seen...
Whoa.
Dear God. We have been able to see that aside from things that can certainly not be described by sane men, Team Dante does appear to have that 5th gear that they can really just shift into if the going gets tough, which, of course, on the last map we didn't see as much of, but they were really able to provide here on this map so far. And at this point, I think we're really going to determine how much they've been pulling their punches by how strong they're going to come out going into this one.
I think we're going to do just fine for him. It's just the problem right now is that they don't really have ult. They do have the Asteroid ult, but Asteroid might die before they are going to... Oh, well, they're going to go ahead and ult. Fantastic ult, fantastic ult. This might be actually the point that they need to contest. It wasn't 100% on where it needed to... Wait! Oh, incomplete on the Iron Man. Sea Raven is going to go ahead and get a double kill.
That is beautiful. Dante here able to bring himself back into the fray. We're looking at ultimates getting flung out left and right. Doesn't appear like Team Dante is willing to give up on that point just yet, despite dropping a couple of players here. Already Shadowbling having to go out of that fight, retain some of his health. While we're going to see Iron Man try to contest Shade-Tastic, though, taken out eventually by Miss Tomfoolery here on the Namor. With Cruz now getting shut down as well. Again, 2 players down, and the point already ticking in favor of Team Tomfoolery. Sanson able to find one again, trading out his own life in return, though. It's going to have to be a reset for Team Dante in order to be able to stage another concise assault.
Overall, good picks. Good picks on Mr. Tomfoolery's side. They have the point. They're just constantly defending, constantly using better ults. We have T-Raven on the Magneto. He's just making sure he's creating space for team bubbling when necessary. He still has his ultimate just to make sure he can counter any and all DPS ultimate coming from Team Dante. Also, point taken, Team Dante team doesn't have a singular tank. I think they're just trying to do damn it. It's not going to work out quite yet.
Well, certainly Chris Hansen has been able to find a pickup on a Miss Tomfoolery, which will be the first open, but they're going to have to come through with a lot more than that, especially with Cruz now having been taken down, traded out for one. Those are 1-player advantage currently going into this. Now Raptors, though, taken down by Shade-Tastic as well. We'll get the second advantage, but with Chris going down again, that advantage is not allowed to mount, even though they do continue to trade 1-for-1. Eventually, though, that's quite the Iron Fist coming through here, just punching his way straight to the entire lineup from Mr. Tomfoolery's team. Will be able to reset, though, with the point getting capped now. That is still a 70% advantage already having been built for Mr. Tomfoolery's team on this last point of the map.
We're seeing a little bit of a change in the team comp. Cruz is going to go ahead and go forward. We still have triple DPS for 2 healers and the Adam Warlock for it. I think that as long as, there's the protect I was about to say, as long as Iron Fist gets the pick, everything should be good, and he speaks it into existence.
Well, Magneto certainly to be feared will not be able to find anything just yet. Cruz, though, traded out 1-for-1. Does appear they will be able to stay in the fight for a little bit longer with the Invisible Woman ult already having come in here. Cruz does have an ult of his own. The question is, will he be able to find anything with it and survive in the meantime? Does is going to commit here. Unfortunately, the commission is on himself. And that will be a rough one for the boys of Dante's team to bring back, but they're going to be able to do so regardless with a resurrect coming to Cruz, but it is not going to last. Does get shut down yet again. Still Shadowbling finding Raptors in the backline. Will get traded out for it again as they do drop 1 by 1. Team Dante really looking for a breath of fresh air at this point.
They're holding out the point kind of well. It's just right now it's a little bit awkward. No ultimates on Team Dante's side. It's they're about to have the Hella ult, but oh wait, no, they're not. What happened to the Hella ult? It was a 99, no? Did they cancel the Hella ult?
Well, certainly not looking like a 99 to me is all I'm going to say to that, but looking pretty rough here. I mean, we do see the Captain America trying to hold it down, 1-for-1 exchanges. Dante going down with Shadowbling having been taken care of as well. Still the advantage for Mr. Tomfoolery's team, and that is looking particularly rough. Pick after pick coming through. Hell, will be able to find their picks regardless, and that is going to be Team Tomfoolery drawing even here in the 2-for-2 in what has become quite a close series.
Yeah, they're very, very good at holding the point with the group. They have fantastic ult from the Hella. They have fantastic combo with the kind of the Groot Namor combo. You have Mr. Tomfoolery absolutely just pulling out the DPS and Gumbo on his famous Jeffrey. I am happy that we're 2-2. This is going to be the last game of the event, so I'm genuinely hoping that it's going to be a great one.
Quite frankly, I do have to say, last one was a pretty good one as well. Again, we did see a lot of that Team Tomfoolery just being able to take space, hold space, and retain space. Team Dante's team composition, not really something I would have expected. Naturally, you could argue that if you have a lot of DPS, you can hold a lot of off angles, try to go for that picks, but they simply didn't have the staying power. And a lot of times when they did end up getting the picks, it was trading them. And at that point, they didn't really get that advantage that they probably would have wanted from that. We did see some swaps coming through, the Tor getting in there, getting a little bit of tanking going, but again, simply not having the same staying power as Team Tomfoolery was bringing into that fight. And now as we move on to the 5th map, I don't know, anything could happen.
I strongly believe that if they change the comp, it's going to be a little bit more even. It looks like right now that Team Dante is kind of changing up the teams, just trying to see what works, see what doesn't. The ban on the Wolverine, on the Psylocke, just make it a little bit hard for them to navigate through to victory. So as long as the bans go through, everything should be fine. They should really save that one ban protection for either the main DPS or the Venom. Because if the Venom gets through, or one of the main DPS gets through, the Psylocke, Wolverine, or the Iron Man, but we are going to go ahead and go to Central Park Converters. They're going to have to capture a point and then push the payload. Not the specialty of King Tom, but then again, it should be fun.
I mean, I completely agree with you. What we last saw on Convergence was quite an impressive hold on the back of Team Dante. Now, let's have a little bit of a look at what these people are going to play, and it does seem like each of them do kind of intend to lock in characters there. Well, rather adept at. Naturally, Psylocke instantly getting banned here. Black Panther, though, also getting taken out of the picture this time, so a little bit of that protection against the dive, with now the Wolverine getting saved, and with Dante back on his main hero and his preferred role, I dare imagine, that is going to be stacking the odds in Team Dante's favor.
The Loki protection is a little bit odd. I do understand it. Loki is going to be one of those things that they utilized very well in the first 2 rounds, but they also lost with the Loki. Venom is going to be taken out of play with the band. A very smart choice. Cloak and Dagger, they don't really have anyone to really kill. Cloak and Dagger in the normal team comp, they don't really play Magneto. So I'd like to assume that the Cloak and Dagger band was very, very good, but I think they're just kind of trying to force the Loki to not have that much utility inside of his ultimate, but then again, Luda is still in play. They're going to go ahead and save the Iron Fist, and for Team Tom, let's see what they do.
I mean, they do still have a save as well as a ban left here. Are going to save the Punisher, so that might be Miss Tomfoolery bringing that one back. Has worked particularly well for them in the past, and now they do still have a ban left. It will be Rocket Raccoon, actually, that they're going to be taken out of the fray. Particularly interesting, though, we have seen that one actually work out quite well for Team Dante in the past, especially if we're talking the first map we saw today. But that's a little bit of a callback. Certainly, we have seen quite a lot of evolution coming through here on the back of Team Dante. Plenty of different characters, plenty of different team compositions getting utilized. And with the Spider-Man ban now, I sure hope Sea Raven enjoyed his 15 seconds of fame. Or minutes, perhaps, even.
But Sea Raven, of course, he can go ahead and play Bucky. The main problem right now is that Shade has kind of been trapped to play Mantis right now. Shade's biggest utilization to the team is anything that damage amplified. Rocket Raccoon is so nice. Now notice, because they didn't have the Venom, and because they didn't have the Rocket Raccoon, they don't really have any of that kind of like bursty Rocket Raccoon Venom ultimate, that kind of combo together. So right now they're just going to switch into more practical roles, as in Chris is going to go ahead and go Magneto, Cruz is going to go ahead and go Ultron, and we have Shade with the Mantis. Everything else is normal on Team Dante. On the other side, we have Mrs. Tomfoolery on Thor, not Punisher quite yet. Thor is very good, and she plays a mean Thor. I'm pretty sure they just want Sea Raven to just kind of get and again and again. And oh wait, no, they're gonna go ahead and switch back to it. Never mind. Raptors is gonna play the thing, and the rest is normal.
Never trust. That's still in the spawn room. They could be doing absolutely anything. But, well, let's see them open things up. Of course, ooh, and already running into the long sidelines here, held by Team Dante, with Shadowblade on the off angle. Looking for something or someone who's going to be the first victim of his nefarious ploy. Oh, it is actually going to be Loki. We'll go straight for him. Unfortunately for him, not going to be able to find that pick. Of course, a little bit too much of distance coming through there, and that will appear to be it. Still, so far, Team Dante are able to hold on quite much with an instant pickup on the Sea Raven. Will burn him down, and now it seems like they have the momentum, going aggressive, trying to find those pickups. Lots of abilities coming through here. Wolverine able to stay in the fray with Chris Hansen, shutting down their crews. Will find asteroids as well. And that is going to be a pretty crisp fight win so far for Team Dante.
Now, I will say that Shadow Bing immediately baiting out the Loki left was huge for Dante because it allowed Ultron to get his ultimate. It allowed them to kind of get the extra pick. Ultron is probably going to get a 1. He's going to get a 1 more. No, Team Dante. Team Dante. Give it up. Ooh.
He has gotten 1, but it's been enough in order to enable that pick onto the thing coming thrown out with this tomfoolery having to shut down as well. 3 players down again. This is much more reminiscent of what we saw earlier out of Shibuya when already Team Dante was putting on the thumb screws, and now you can just tell by how close they're holding that they have absolutely no patience for this thing though. Nicely does manage to get a bit more damage in there, will be able to be retained, and already ultimate popping out of here, out of Gumbo. Ooh, and the picks are rolling through on the back of a beautiful open triple kill coming through. Africa was actually committing that loot ult. It is not going to be enough in order to keep the team in the fray, and with such a potent ultimate here being forced out, as well as the team going down, that point is in dire straits.
Honestly, they're constantly just throwing ult. The Invisible Woman ult just gets wait, no, not the Invisible Woman ult. Oh no, the Invisible Woman ult does get cancelled by the Magneto thing. We have it again from Bucky. T-Raven's gonna get 1. Is he gonna again 1 on the Luna? Almost, again 2. Alright, there's another again, going through. Is he gonna land it on Cruz? Oh, on Shadow Bing, my bad, Captain America. Sadly doesn't get it, but he gets the pick, and that is going to be a point for Mr. Tomfoolery's team. That's actually really good. Oh, what?
Okay. Well, not entirely sure what the plan on the back of that Manta's ultimate was. However, I think we can assume it did not work out. Sea Raven's still going to pay the price for it, but I think that is a price he will be more than happily paying. As well as Cruz here on the Ultron trying to find a pick of his own. Not going to be able to do so though. Africa will be able to come in with a little bit of additional damage. Lots of punishment coming through on the thing here. Will eventually falter, but it does appear that Cruz has been paying for his life, or has been paying with his life for that pick.
It's kind of looking a little bit rough, to be honest with you, for Team Dante's. A lot of strange ultimates, a lot of miscommunications on how to use that ultimate. You kind of see that they were trying to contest the point with the Mantis ult, but it just didn't work out well. Magneto wasn't able to actually touch the point. It's going to be kind of a... Oh, there's the Wolverine ult! He's going to get a run! Gets the Gumbo, gets the Ultron, and he gets the bubble to get out. He's still inside of it. Sadly... Oh no, he actually lands on the thing with Chris Hansen. The thing goes down, Raptors goes down. It might actually be...
That will be a reset for Team Tomfoolery. I mean, he could have gone out. He could have. He didn't want to, though. He just wanted to get in even deeper, right into the guts of Team Tomfoolery. And that was something they were able to accomplish. Now look, good hold so far. Then again, of course, just that much staying power here. Chris Hansen being able to shut down Mr. Tomfoolery the very first time ever that Jeff has died in the history of mankind. Very happy to see that it is possible. That said, the push progress still coming through on the back of Tomfoolery with now the Magneto ult. Unfortunately, not able to find anyone.
So the good Luna ult, the good Luna ult did save the Magneto from the kind of mess up right here. Luna ult is going to go ahead and go down. Raptor's going to go ahead and die. Cruz gets into play with his ultimate. Going to pick out the Woman. Going to pick out the Ultron. Going to pick out the Jeffrey. No, Jeffrey is going to go ahead and run away. Maybe. It's a little bit awkward.
And it is possible. Shadow Bling able to find that last pickup. Very nice double kill out of Shadow Bling in that fight as well. Of course, the Ultron ult there doing a lot of the heavy lifting in order to allow them to hold yet again. We are going to see Team Dante with such a close hold, such an aggressive hold, basically staring down the spawn doors of Tomfoolery. They really do not want to give any space. Lots of damage building on the back of Wolverine here. Shadow Bling going to be able to find that finishing thing onto Raptors here. They do have to get a little bit of additional space, and that's going to be Shadow Bling with the ult popping up here. Magneto versus Magneto just facing him right down. He's trying to find his way inside. Will be able to fade one. Does trade his own life for it though with this Tomfoolery being able to take him down. That does mean though Dante will get the space to go more aggressive. Finds Gumbo in the backline with Ultron flying around. Dante with the triple. Make it a quad, and just like that, that is one Canadian you cannot kill by normal means.
I'll be honest with you, the second the ultimate kind of came into play, I was a little bit afraid that both teams were just going to kind of have a slapfest where no one really dies and everyone just kind of stays bulky and nice. That is not the case here. Dante managed to use the shadowing ult, managed to use the crew ult to kind of guide the backline with his own ultimate and get 3 of them to finish off with the 4th one. It's looking like a little bit of an insane game. The Magneto bubbles are going to go onto the Wolverine just to kind of protect them, and then
Magneto ult!
Oh, incomplete. Wait,
incomplete, but he's gonna finish that himself.
Yes.
Dante Cooper jumping in, does get the double. Shadow Blink with another 2, making a triple for Dante. A clean sweep on Mr. Tomfoolery's team on the back of a beautiful opener by Chris Hansen. And what a race! Gumbo's like, you know what? You fought really hard to win this fight. I don't care. I'm just gonna bring him all back. Shane Tassie traded out for Gumbo. Raptors does find Shadow Blink, and on the back of that insane resurrect, they might be able to bring it through Cruz though. He's able to find yet another pick. 1-for-1 trades continuing to be exchanged, but again, this is essentially Mr. Tomfoolery's spawn, and it is overtime. Dante, though, does shout out Raptors. Will be able to find another, make it a triple. It's right inside of their spawn, but they cannot stop him. Somebody break out the adamantium bullets because the man simply refuses to die. Will be returned back to full health just in the blink of an eye. Fight continues on point relentlessly until Cruz finds the pick. Hansen delivers another. They stagger onto point. The Thing trying to bring this one back, but he will not be able to do so. The claws rend him down. Shadow Blink obliterating what remains. And that is an incredible second point hold on the back of Team Dante.
God. It all started with the Magneto. It was incomplete, but it did enough damage for them to get a total team wipe. After the reset, it was just nothing but communication and raw skill and raw talent to kind of poke out stuff for the Wolverine, to kind of get in there with his claws and rip him to bits. Now, note, Cruz had a very steamy ult. Did not get any kills with his ultimate, but was able to weaken them just for his DPS players to do the work. And that's exactly what you want out of the Ultron. Sadly, Team Tom could not counter that with any beam. Also, big shout out to Shade for kind of keeping his team up. Even with the Doctor Strange portal, everyone was just absolutely getting torn to shreds. No contest here, no contest there, no contest anywhere. Very good teamwork.
I do want to give a big shout out to Shadow Bling there with a performance on the Punisher. I do think that has worked out incredibly well for them. Was able to find so many finishing touches in those long sideline sort of fights. Was able to provide that consistent additional damage. Of course, Dante burning down the tanks as well. Lots of team play coming through their crews from the high elevation, being able to snipe down into the backline. A lot of advantages there mounting for Team Dante that they were able to utilize. Despite this, though, Team Tomfoolery able to aggressively push through that first point. Gonna see how well they're gonna hold second point, but again, they do hold it a lot more conservatively, a lot more defensively than what we've seen out of Team Dante here.
He's already in the backline, so Iron Fist is... Oh, wait, the Loki Rune gets baited. That's what he wanted, and that's what happened. I'm a little bit afraid because they're already on the point. This is the quickest takedown that I've ever seen. Nobody was really standing by bridge. Mantis is going to go ahead and silence the Wolverine. We get safely back with his team. Shadowbling is going to go ahead and get the Loki. Gumbo goes down.
I mean, that is really good early pick onto Gumbo here. Now they're just going to have to play the positioning game. They're already being able to progress. Shadow Blink does find his second. Dante falls off the map, I guess. I'm not sure what happened there, but still trading out 2 for 2 with the returns coming through on the back of Team Tomfoolery. They might be able to bring this back and stabilize. So far, Gumbo trying to provide the damage here. Very nice sleep having come through. Will lead to the kill onto Shane Tastic as well. And at this point, it's looking like, yeah, really, Team Dante is going to have to make a decision here if they want to stay or if they want to go. 30 HP, give it one more swing. Dante able to finish it out, and with Cruz finding another pick, they do get a triple. Traded out for Cruz, sure, but this might just be enough to get that first point. Shadow Blink again lays it down onto Raptor, and now trying to escape. Asteroids just gets run down, run over, and torn to pieces, and now that point progress coming through incredibly quickly, going straight onto second point. A 5-minute time bank in order to get round about 33% on that second point.
I'm a little bit afraid of Team PM right now. They are not looking too hot. Like you said, 5 minutes on the clock. Not looking very good. Cruz also has his ult. It looks like he's going to prime his backline. There it is! There's the Cruz ult! Wait! Oh! No! Keep it to the Magneto ult, sadly! It's fine. It was just enough mitigation to kind of fade out the Magneto ult. It got to wait. Dante's gonna go ahead and kill Raptors on the Wolverine. Luna is still ulting. You see a lot of damage. You don't see a lot of healing.
Nice deep freeze.
I'm seeing a lot of things right now, I'll tell you that. What I'm not seeing is Red Pick's coming through. And we're trying to toss in his ultimate. Not going to be able to find the pick just yet. And we're going to see his ultimate coming as well. And there it is! The Wolverine! He's unleashed. Does find one, but he just gets swallowed, spat out, and taken down again. Shadow Blink will be able to find him eventually onto Mr. Tomfoolery. And he goes absolutely ham! Look at him, like beating his way through a preschooler fucking setup. Incredible! I mean, that's just an adult-sized man just laying it down against toddlers. Beats his way into a very swift Team Dante victory.
It was a little bit of an odd first point. There was just too much stuff happening outside, inside. Nobody was really under bridge. Nobody was really on the high ground. Everyone was fighting on point. The Loki wound got baited almost immediately. I believe Dante killed someone by pulling them off the map, but also fell to his untimely death. But it managed to work out with them because not only did they get the first point, but they managed to also put the payload 1/3 of the way there and ended the game. Team Dante does win the AMERU Civil War.
And well-deserved, it has to be said again. Team Dante, incredibly strong start, slacking towards the middle, but incredibly strong finish as well. We did see that Team Tomfoolery, they really had to fight for that first point. They really had to fight for that second point, but all throughout, you could really feel that aggression and the dominance that Team Dante was exhibiting when they took that space, when they demanded that space, even on the defense, going so far as to practically lock Team Tomfoolery in spawn on that second point, and then on their own offense they just continued to exude that absolute confidence, pushing up aggressively, taking the space, being granted the space even, and then absolutely capitalizing on the back of that.
Honestly, the ult utilization was very nice on second point. I don't believe I saw a single ultimate other than Cruz's ult on first point, but I think he died before he was able to use the Ultron ult. Honestly, big shout out to the team. It was genuinely a contest of communication, coordination, and teamwork. There was a lot of very exciting combos. There was a lot of one-on-one. There was a lot of kind of healers managing to hold their own against dive comp. But in the end, a team has to win, and it has to be Team Dante for today. I believe that right now we are going to have interviews very, very soon from the MVPs or the selective role of each team. So stay tuned for that. We are going to be waiting for the teams to kind of pick out who they want to talk to, who is going to go ahead and join us in the caster booth today so we can ask them some questions. I don't know, what do you think today's match? How did you feel it? I felt the energy, I felt the passion for it. I felt that these matches were relatively balanced during the mid-game and end-game.
I completely agree with you. I do think we saw Team Dante starting out incredibly strong and with some tendencies that we did see carry throughout. So obviously Cruz on the sort of DPS roster being able to consistently take the off angle, put out a lot of damage, and naturally Dante, Chris Hansen, just in general Team Dante as a whole, just with a really strong performance that did start sort of slacking towards the middle of the game. At the same time, though, I do think that we saw a lot of Mrs. Tomfoolery and Mr. Tomfoolery picking up the pieces, really growing into that role of being able to fill the niche that was needed, provide those picks, put out that damage, and I really enjoyed seeing how Team Tomfoolery was able to make the game their own. They were able to take and hold space quite effectively throughout much of the middle of the game. They were really hard to dislodge initially, and I do think that was where their strengths lie. At the same time, of course, Team Dante just in the end providing an overwhelming assault, especially on that final map. That said, we do have Dante as well as Miss Tomfoolery here. Which you want to start with, Juicy?
It was just what was happening. But today we have two people on the caster booth from Team Dante's side. We have, of course, Dante, and from Mr. Tomfoolery's side, we have the beautiful Mr. Tomfoolery. How are you two doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
That was not the voice I was expecting. Hello, Tom. Okay.
I'm doing just lovely, Juicy. Nice to see you.
How you doing? So we're gonna go ahead and start the interview portion of today. So, Kapundus, go ahead and pick someone, and we will ask them the questions that we need to ask.
All right, well, first of all, let me congratulate you on your massive victory, Dante. Congratulations. You guys started out tremendously strong. There was a little bit of slacking going on towards the middle, but towards the end, I mean, you brought back that dominance that we saw towards the start of the series, and yeah, I did sort of hear that you weren't all too happy with your team going into it initially, but you guys really seem to have come together. How are you looking back at your team now that it's all over?
Looking back on it now that it's all over, still would have preferred to have the original people I had planned for it, but hey, things came up, they weren't able to make it, and I had to get Shadowbling and Cruz. Still, overall, a great, event, very well hosted, and just fun to compete against another team.
Alright, very happy to hear that. In the same vein, Mr. and Miss Tomfoolery, I mean, those questions for either one of you, whichever you like. You guys sort of struggled initially and then came back strong towards the middle with a pretty fair showing actually towards the end of the series as well. How do you guys think you adapted going through, throughout the series?
Well, I think on the first part of us losing is we were trying to figure out what we all wanted to play, and we wasn't really cohesive with each other. But during the middle phase of the games, we started to realize that certain people are playing roles a lot better, so we had to just really switch up our entire comp and what we play.
Okay.
I mean, you certainly seem to have succeeded at that, so really good showing, especially, I mean, now that I do have both of you here, actually, I really like the Hela, I really like the Punisher as well. Those were really standout picks from Miss Tomfoolery, as well as Mr. Tomfoolery. Didn't see that many huge plays on the Jeff, but on the Groot, actually, you seemed very convincing, so that is my personal shout-out. Juicy, you got some questions for these fine people.
Now, for Dante, primarily, how do we feel about the bans that were targeted both to you, to Cruz, and to Shade? Because there were just a lot of bans that were directly linked up to your successful heroes.
Well, overall, Cruz just got banned basically every game, mostly because he's like a Thigh 1 trick, and that's honestly one of the best characters he plays. I play a good bit of a decent characters, so it's hard to truly just target ban me. Obviously, some characters I play are better than others, but in the end, I mostly just played what I knew I would be confident on and what was available during the games, and that's about it.
Now, I saw a lot of dive potential, but one thing that we really haven't touched on was the Venom and Rocket combo. Did you go into it wanting to play such a support and a tank, or was it just kind of a spur-of-the-moment type deal?
Well, I had Chris on my team. Chris is, he's the best Venom I know, and I only really want him for his Venom, so I don't know. I already expected to have a Venom on my team. It just wasn't fully really caring about what kind of supports we had, because as long as they healed, that's all that mattered to me.
Okay. So it feels like that the Rocket Ultimate kind of allowed Chris to kind of have very good Venom Ultimate, but if it was just kind of the spur of the moment thing, then it was just it was very, very good that those two characters kind of collided together and worked together beautifully. Now, the Toms, I got a couple questions for you. Now, we saw a lot of great opportunity for Evo kills, but you switched to Groot at the very end. You have used your Groot ult to kind of supplement your team and kind of make sure that they can have Groot ult. Did you coordinate said ult, or was it just kind of, I'm going to throw my ult there and then my team can follow up, and it just kind of happened?
I am Groot. Okay, so, seriously. No, it was honestly just a spur of the moment, really, because the whole time, I don't even know, honestly. The games flew by so much, you know.
Yeah.
Just playing Groot was just more or less... It just punishes them being aggressive and stuff. The Groot ults were just singling out people.
Now, I haven't really seen... It seems like your team was trying to kind of work together to trying to find what was the optimal team comp in round 1 or 2, and sadly you did lose both the 1 and 2, but normally by the round 3, it seems like something kind of stuck together, and you kind of held together as a unit. What my question is, was there a better team comp that you would have liked to see on your team that just wasn't possible in the current moment?
God, I don't even know really. we just did our best. There wasn't particularly a team comp. We were just mostly there to have fun. At the end of the day, you know,
Honestly,
win or lose.
They were good combos. We had very good combos. There's no shame in that. It was just kind of the spur of the moment thing, and it did manage to work for 2 of the rounds. And my last question, no Ultron, Tom. Where's Ultron? You play a really good Ultron, but you played only Jeffrey, and you played only Groot. Where is the mechanic machine?
Well, unfortunately, my Wi-Fi company is sabotaging me today, clearly. So, I couldn't really play Ultron, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Wi-Fi company, Tom. It's Ultron himself. He knows you're not...
Yeah, no, Ultron's in my router, you know. I don't know if...
Ultron is in his router, making him play 1,000 ping.
Yeah, there was moments where I had to just stand still because I couldn't do anything. Everything was... well, we made a joke, I was like, yeah, I'm playing yesterday's game at this point because, like, I couldn't do anything. But no Ultron. Cruz played a really good Ultron in round 3, I will say.
Yeah, honestly, it was a very good game. It was a very good game. Sadly, no Ultron, but you did get the Jeff gameplay. You did get the DPS from Miss Tomfoolery. We got the Groot gameplay, which I have never seen before, and I think it's immaculate. As a Groot main, very proud of you. But that's going to wrap up for my questions. I believe we have a couple more announcements, so go ahead and we'll go ahead and tune into it. Profundus, would you like to go ahead and cast us off?
All right, well, thank you very much so to everybody from Team Tomfoolery as well as Team Dante for participating today. A very big shout out to each of the players. We've had some standout performances across the board. Congratulations, of course, as well to our glorious winners on Team Dante. They made it a close one, but they did pull through in the end. That said, we're now going to be signing off with a little bit of a post-credit scene, so stay tuned for what Crow got in store for you. Bye-bye.